Alright, so we're working all on the procedural vox chunk yesterday. Uh, so I'm thinking if I want to go straight, there's some stuff I want to fix up in this cartoon render pipeline. Uh, I'm not sure. I think I might do it. I think I'll do it later. I'm going to start working on a little example scene for it. And then we'll work on, when we have the example scene, I'll fix it up from there. So yeah, I'm thinking we'll create a new little test scene. Maybe under examples. I'm thinking if I should give it a name, or I think we'll just call it cartoon render pipeline example. I'm thinking we're just going to do a little first person scene that you walk through and get to look at a bunch of different things. Like have a bunch of little like virtual exhibits of what features are there in the cartoon render pipeline. Hold on a minute though, I'll be right back. All right, hello. So yeah, I think I'll just get straight into making a scene. Some 3D models for it. I was thinking I actually want to do a skybox for the cartoon render pipeline. I'm just thinking though, that's probably something I'll do like last. Like I'm thinking about some extra stuff I potentially want to add. Like I'm thinking I actually could do reflection probes. I just need to make a shader that reads, and I might need to manually assign the cube map, but that's still possible for a bunch of games for people, so I was thinking you're gonna start in like a hallway. So I gotta start with some basic stuff like the player, how the player is, what size the player is. I feel like that might make the player too tall. That should be good. Now, I was thinking I was gonna copy this platform movement and player interaction. I guess I can just use them and then also just realized I made changes to the look input that I want to copy over from Hopton's trip. I separated the gamepad and mouse look input because they require different sensitivities, and actually I didn't do different sensitivities. I should do different sensitivities. Yeah, I'm thinking I might separate mouse sensitivity and gamepad sensitivity because on one hand it's easier to have them all a single system. On the other hand, it's not. I think I'm in gamma. No, I'm in linear. Okay. I'm just thinking about lighting. Like, I guess I'll do a directional light. I'm thinking I should also be doing a I should also set like the ambient lighting. Wait, what is this cube being rendered? Is this... Oh, we just found a bug. We just found a bug. Alright, we can fix that. I'm still curious though, where is this cube? Alright, I thought this was a gizmo. Oh, okay, it's the cartoon, it's cartoon camera volume. That's weird. Fog plane dot normalized. I think I was gonna draw the fog. Was this just to normalize the fog plane? Yeah, I think I was just using that as a hack to normalize that position. Alright, so current global equals this. Current global dot lookup. Do I do current global dot try get anywhere else? So it should actually add a component onto this as far as I'm aware. Let's rubber duck debug. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna rewrite this system too, because I multi-threaded this to make it faster, but this actually stops it from working on WebGL or things that don't have multi-threads, so I'm gonna need to rewrite it anyways to just run in the single Unity thread, just to support WebGL. Alright, so we try to get for each camera, we try to get the property volume object, which is used for storing the other properties or keeping track of them. If it doesn't exist, we add that component to the camera. If this is just created, why would we check if it's contained in this list? So if this is null, it was never created and we don't need to remove it. That doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm misunderstanding my own code there. Set it to is camera data so that this returns false. Oh, I know. This is to counteract it being added as soon as we do add component. Okay. So actually, I wonder if we should do is camera data here. Oh, I wonder if we can somehow make this from a prefab. This is kind of dumb and inefficient. Like, I'm thinking what a better way of doing this would be. I'm thinking if we just automatically, if I make it so that you have to attach property volume to the camera, then I think that would do it. And then we just automatically detect if it's attached to a camera. Yeah, so that wouldn't work. Alright, so I think this right now of just checking if it's contained is really the only way. Alright. Global defines defaults and which property are used. So we go through the current global volume, which should be this. Oh, I get it. This sets the current global to null. Okay, I see what's happening. This is getting changed to null. So, oh yeah, so multi-threading this, I think multi-threading this is like the core of the issue. Man, Unity does not work well with multi-threading. As much as I want to do this with multi-threading, it's just... yeah, I don't think it would work well. I'm just thinking, what would like... so to multi-thread it properly, I need to use absolutely zero Unity objects. So like that means I can't even use these components, which is really insane. Like really insane. It basically means you like, this is the really annoying thing to me, is in C or C++, at least I would be able to like still reference part of this memory, but the way C# like throws away references and sets these references to null, so you can't even access them. So I'm just thinking the way to actually do this would be to separate this outside of a mono behavior, and then having a function that returns the property volume properties. And then we can use just that class, and then that keeps the reference so that even though Unity deletes the component or whatever, we still have the reference to this class. But like that uses more memory, it makes it more complicated just to do something that should actually be really simple. Kind of, man, Unity, dude, Unity kind of sucks now. Like, the dots isn't a solution to the way they've built the architecture of their engine. Like, they're doing this whole dots and burst system, and it doesn't even fix any of the core issues. That's like, you can't access any of these things from other threads. So like I'm faced with the question now of, do I want to... oh, I'm dropping frames. Do I want to rewrite this to be properly efficient? Or do I want to write this twice? Once for the WebGL version that runs on a single thread, is less efficient, and then do it again for a multi-threaded version, but then have to make it more complicated just for the multi-threaded version? Like, fuck, dude. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do the single threaded version because it's like cartoon render pipeline. It's not supposed to be incredibly complicated. It just bugs me so much that it would be so much easier. Like, you could actually spread workload across multiple threads if they actually just gave you ways to control when objects are actually destroyed, so you could have them be like yeah. Like, so the other solution, well, not really a solution, would be applying a lock on the current global so that when this thread is processing, it can't set current global to null. And it can't change current global either. I guess, so, yeah, I think there's a solution to this that's kind of like in the middle. either way, we've got our property here. So let's change. Google enable threads in WASM. Godot now have threads in WASM and latest stable version. WASM sucks. It literally just runs way slower than like normal native code. It still has security issues that like, so part of the thing that bugs me about WASM is that, oh my god, I'm dropping frames. Godot use thread for sound to make it not lag in WASM. Okay, so WASM needs to use what's called post message to send between threads, which is JavaScript's messaging queue, and it is single threaded, or it has to deal with the queue in a single thread because it's a queue. It needs to go one after the other. It basically, when you have to send a message between one thread in WASM or in web workers and JavaScript, you need to go through this post message system, which basically adds like a 1 to 15 millisecond delay on you sending messages. So that's why in all the WebGL games there's a very slight input delay, is because all your inputs are being sent through like a 1 to 15 millisecond delay like messaging system that has a delay. It's like threading in WSM and web workers and JavaScript is fucking horrible. Like it does not, it actually performs worse than a bunch of just single threaded stuff because you end up getting bottlenecked by post message. When you have single thread in WSM, game sound will be problem when FPS drops in browser. Aha. So, like, I still think if it has to, yeah. I mean, it depends how much processing you're doing. But, like, yeah. The other thing that just drives me fucking crazy is there's a lot of hypocrisy in the Chrome and, like, Firefox development where they block all these features from, like, WebSockets and things because they say it's not safe. Or, for example, they made JavaScript's timer like set timeout and date now is now limited to a certain precision. Like they basically made timing for JavaScript games slightly off and laggier because of these Spectre and like the CPU exploits that came out recently or like in the past few years. But WASM doesn't have any of those fucking protections. So they fucking crippled JavaScript, which is used for like the majority of shit, and then somehow they let it fly with WASM, but then at the same time they're not fixing these huge issues with WASM bottlenecks for like post message and shit. It's like I literally don't get what their goals are. Or like web browser developers do not have a clear goal of where they're going with WASM or like yeah. The other thing, yeah, there's so many things with like web browsers that are just fucked right now, and I really hate it because like HTML5 and WebASM and WebGL and stuff, they can be so good. Like ShaderToy, you could argue that a majority of lag on the ShaderToy website isn't even ShaderToy's fault. It's the web browser developers doing shader compilation all on a single thread. Like it's Firefox and Chrome's fault that they have made Angle the default and have this super slow shader compilation system. That's their fault, not the ShaderToy developers. Because when you run the ShaderToy shaders on like a regular OpenGL compiler, it goes way quicker. It's all the stupid shit they're doing inside the web browsers that's just like, yeah. It really makes me disappointed when like we have these core systems that are used all across the internet and they just have like such short-sighted design put into them where they're only designing like a few years, like 1 or 2 years ahead. Babylon JS is good. I mean, it's alright. It's like a lot of the engines like that are very much just like 3JS. It's like a scene hierarchy system. Babylon JS is first engine that support Web GPU. Ah, I'm not sure Web GPU is going to be that beneficial because it's like if you're doing rasterization and stuff, like first of all, there was already physics engines that just work in WebGL and work on more systems than Web GPU. And then like if you're doing rasterization, which is like every single game, then WebGL is still going to be way better than Web GPU. You know what I want to see? I want to see WebXR actually fleshed out and not have like not constantly launch virtual reality devices on every single web page you have WebXR on, not have it ask you that prompt just to check if you actually have a virtual reality device. Actually provide proper hand tracking support for a bunch of the other headsets like Windows Mixed Reality. Like they actually went backwards between WebVR and WebXR. Because in WebVR, it used SteamVR and a bunch of like the kind of unknown headsets like the Samsung Odyssey and shit worked perfectly. And then when they switched to OpenXR and WebXR, they didn't script it correctly for whatever fucking reason. Because I guess SteamVR automatically handled that for them. And then when they switched, they didn't handle it properly. Who the fuck knows? VR is fading. Oh yeah, man, VR is not looking good. I checked out the VR subreddit the other day. It was basically like a bunch of mobile phone ads. It's like what people were saying about like Oculus, the Oculus Go and like mobile VR killing desktop VR games. Um so yeah, like I don't know how to put it. Like a bunch of people from PC VR warned that everyone going towards mobile VR like Oculus Go would result in people would result in VR basically being complete mobile games, and here we are like a few years later and VR is basically dominated by mobile games. It's like, what can you say? Personally, to me that's fucking horrible. And I actually just found out, so apparently Deca Gear, one of the like new cheap VR headsets, isn't gonna happen. Stuff has happened internally that prompted myself and several other team members to believe it wasn't a scam, but the marketing was greatly exaggerated and the company has pivoted in a direction I'm no longer comfortable with. Expect a full explanation video to come out soon. Damn, man. So Deca Gear was one of the was a, I believe a potential cheap headset. But yeah, man, poor VR. Poor VR. I'm just kind of ranting about stuff while my internet drops frames. Because, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a good use of dropping frames. Yeah, Deca Gear did have a successful Kickstarter. Like they seemingly are close to release. A bunch of people have pre-orders in. So when they say marketing was over exaggerated, that makes me go like, holy shit, did a bunch of people the guy said it's not a scam, but think about it. If a bunch of people placed pre-orders and then they're not actually going to get their pre-order, that is that a scam? Is that a scam? I don't know. I don't know. Is that a scam? Hold on, I'll be right back. Hopefully my internet won't be dropping frames when I come back. Ooh, I think we're done dropping frames. I checked Deca Gear website. They have blog message from November 13th. Even if we solve the financial issues and produce the headset as is, its current price is $700, more than double the cost of Quest 2. We don't want to sell expensive hardware, as high prices cripple VR growth potential despite the issues in the market. Facebook continues to manufacture and sell the Quest 2 for the same price. They can do it forever because they write the subsidization as an investment, which will yield profit at a later stage through their ecosystem. This is a double-edged sword for the XR market, because while they are expediting usage with great products at low prices, they also get to monopolize the market. Even at $700, we don't have a sustainable business model. So once you guys get the Deca Gear headset, you will buy content on SteamVR, and Valve are not splitting their store revenues with anyone. They was planned to produce VR headset that sound like they want to split VR hardware cost with the Valve. Of course, Valve denies them. Yeah, that's an interesting point, though, where, like, Oculus takes a 30% cut off everything built in the store or sold in the store. So the Oculus, like, while they're selling the Quest 2 for cheaper, they're technically making that money back in the 30% cut they take from every game dev. So it's like, unless Deca Gear launched their own competitor and basically tried to monopolize it, they wouldn't be able to financially support it. So you could technically argue that Steam and Valve was trying to monopolize the market by because actually I don't know, because the Valve headsets are really expensive. But at the same time, Valve does still take a 30% cut of all games sold on Steam, so technically they do still benefit from people buying the stuff and using it. Oh man, I feel bad taking away this multi-threaded code. I guess I'll fix the multi-threaded code. I'm wondering if I should use C#'s lock or if I should use this fast lock I have here. It's a spin lock. I feel like I should do a spin lock because it should be pretty quick. I think we're going to use C#'s lock because it makes sense. So volumes shouldn't be modified until the thread is done. I can't remember if it's synchronize or lock. No, it's lock. I wonder if I should do the lock right at, I feel like I should do the lock right at the beginning here. But at the same time, I only really need to do it for this part right here. So, oh man, this is the question. I guess I should stress, I wonder if I should benchmark this. So like, this is the thing with C#, I don't know what the overhead is of actually doing locking. I think just locking it for this part. No, we gotta lock it for the whole thing. Alright, there we go. So that, we'll test this now. This should fix our error that we had of toggling this on and off, causing that console error. Yep. Nice. So this makes me think though, toggling global doesn't actually change it until it's enabled and disabled again. Let's debug this. We'll see if it calls this over again. I don't think it does. No. Okay. Is there fog going on right here? Oh, there is fog, okay. Alright, I guess while I'm here I'm going to make this work in WebGL. So... I was thinking which of these I need for WebGL and which I don't. Ah, yeah, it feels so bad writing the same code twice just to support WebGL, or a less optimized version, but hey. So yeah, I think we'll just do two different... Yeah, I almost need to do like two different versions of this, one for WebGL and one Let's see, hold on. There's probably some other platforms besides WebGL. Let's look up what platforms support threads. Scripting restrictions. No threads, WebGL. Nope, so it's just WebGL. Okay. I wonder if locking might break on WebGL too. Alright, so now all of this is good. I wonder if I should just do this completely differently for WebGL. Because yeah, I don't need any of this property cam data. So I guess switching to WebGL would still apply in the editor. I'm not sure though. Oh my god, I'm dropping frames again. Yeah, so this is weird. I'm not sure. I think I just should directly take this code, since we can just loop through the volumes. I don't need to put it into volume transform data thread. It's also like, I wonder when it would be slower to put these. So I'm stacking these all up in a list and putting them to another thread to process. I wonder at which point that's like not faster. Like having to copy the data over just to process it in the thread. I think it is worth it because we're doing like we're doing a decent amount of math here. Yeah, it's like, it's complicated. Oh my god, we're still dropping frames. Yeah, so looping through each camera. I guess we just copy this. So what do I do here? I get the camera volume, add it if it doesn't exist, define defaults. Okay. It really bugs me that it calls this every time. Um, I bet I could use a static bool. Oh my god, I bet I could use a static bool to check this. We could do like adding camera data. So then if it's adding the camera data, then we just ignore this. I should totally check. How do I check if that works? I guess I'll write the code and then we'll debug it and see if it works. And then we'll debug.log if it still contains this. Alright, then we loop through the volumes. We don't need the volume transform data anymore. We gotta check whether it is lossy scale or not. Hold on. While I'm thinking about this, I'm gonna test this adding camera data and see if it works. We will test it down here. So if this returns false, then it is working properly. Oh my god, we're still dropping a bunch of frames. Hey, it returned false. Cool. So, toggling this should still make it show up, I think. Oh, is it because whenever I click this, it renders? Oh. If not application is playing or is active and enabled. I guess this doesn't work with the scene camera. I kind of thought this did process the scene camera too. So that's so weird. It's saying it's processing one, but it's obviously processing two cameras. Because it is processing the scene here. And I know it's working too because, actually, I should test this. Is it using Is it using the volume data? No, it definitely should be working. Alright, well, we know that this system is working. Doing add camera data, so that's really nice. So yeah, how would I test this? So, okay, we're going to create another property volume just to test this. So this one will have, the global will have an exposure of, or I guess we'll do ambient lighting. So this will have ambient lighting of full red. And the global. Okay, so it is setting the ambient lighting to full red. What is this based off of? So even when I disable this, it's still measuring as red. But in the camera, it's not rendering as red. Why? What is going on? Why is this happening? What if we do play? Does it update? Huh, now it's completely black. There's no... Okay, something is bugged here, for sure. Yeah, oh my god, something is bugged. Why is this going to black? Is it because I'm forgetting to set this to camera data? Volume is camera data equals true. No, I'm still setting it to camera data, so... What is it? Maybe I should test the single threaded first. This is so weird though, it's updating. So now it's not being applied to the whole scene. Wait. Now it's working properly. Hold on. Now it's working properly. What the hell? What? It's kind of working properly. This is weird. It's It's saying that it's measuring the ambient light as red, but you can see it being rendered as gray in here. Okay, because I guess these are different. Huh. So it's like, it's working. Okay, so now what I'm confused about is why was it not working before? What was going on that it wasn't functioning? Alright, I think we're going to leave this WebGL code for later. We're going to test this main code a bit, work on this level, and then we'll see if we find any more bugs or things. I'm still dropping a bunch of frames, so I'll be right back. Hopefully it gets better over time. I'm wondering, I feel like I want to do a little bit of a reflection on these things. So I'm wondering about doing a normal, or I'm wondering about accessing reflection probe from these, like making a shader especially for accessing the reflection probe. I guess I'll just start simple. Okay, so if friction is too high, I can't walk. Unless there's something I'm missing here. See, I wish I could slide across walls too. Instead of just the friction on the ground. I wonder if I like lower dynamic friction. So I wonder if it's static or dynamic friction that's stopping me from running into this wall. Yeah, dynamic friction. So yeah, I would need a special character controller just to stop that, or to not have it work off the friction. Like move regardless of the friction. I wonder what the solution there would be. Like somehow detecting if you're walking into the wall instead of walking into something else. this minimum normal Y bugged? What is happening here? So I think I need to apply the changes I did in Hopton's trip so that it applies the upward force. I wonder if I should just copy all these changes. There we go. So now it moves with the ground, has less friction. We can walk up here. Alright, cool. So I want to make this as like a platform. We're starting out underground. This little hallway. I'm thinking I might do like an elevator right here. But this is going to be the main walkway that comes out from the starting hallway here. I also think I'm going to put some text here that says like, welcome to the cartoon render pipeline example. So I need to put some walls around here, and I'm trying to make it symmetric, so it's kind of difficult. I have to keep track of what I'm setting this to and then copy it to the other side as I go. Honestly, it would have been way easier to do in Blender, but I'm kind of determined to do this with simple primitives in Unity. I think that's good. Should send it high enough up. And then I need a ceiling. And then some hallways. I'm wondering if I should combine these. I feel like I should. I also think that I should make these look like stairs. So I could combine many cubes to make it look like stairs. Or I could find a way to texture it like stairs using one of the built-in Unity textures. Or I could programmatically generate it. I think it would look way better if I had actual stairs. I guess that's polishing, and I could do that later. Is there a way to center a game object around its children? Yeah, I guess there's no easy way to do that in Unity. What if... Okay, so we could just combine these like this, I think, and it would work. It'll work fine. Now the question is if I'm going to be able to put this on the other side properly. Let's see if we can line these up. Do I have this? Oh, is it going the wrong way too? Oh, yeah, so I need to apply... I need to mirror it. Oh, how do I mirror it? I guess I'll just customize this for each side. I wonder about mirroring this like this. I think that works. Wait, I just realized, why is there a gap right here? Wait, why is... It's not right here. What? Why is there a gap here? Is it the scaling? Yeah, I guess we're just gonna customize this for each side. Alright, let's check if that side looks good. Okay, you can see a little crack right there. So we do need to fix that. I feel like just bending it forward a little bit. I want to say that's good. I want to say that works. I'm gonna need to do something about the end right here. I think I might have you just like walk out into ground. We'll see. And I think I'm gonna generate a staircase out of a bunch of cubes here so that this looks a lot better. And we'll put some lights around here somewhere so that it's not completely dark. Yeah, and I gotta do the same thing over here to this side. This right here is gonna either be like an elevator. What I'm thinking is there's gonna be a thing that says like when you unlock like 10 out of 10 things, then you get to take the elevator, and the elevator is gonna take you up to like a sky view. Alright. So let me try to get this over to this side. I'm thinking putting all of these in a single game object is the way to go. This is something I almost feel like using the developer console for, because I could generate the center position in the console, but it feels too complicated just for this. I guess the best is just me trying to place it in the middle. Yeah, I think I'm just going to need to do this by hand. Oh my god, if that worked, I'd be very happy. Oh my god, it looks like it worked. Looks like it placed properly. There are no gaps. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, that looks proper. Cool. Alright. So that's the beginning of our little example scene. Yeah, we're basically going to be doing a bunch of little simple primitive modeling and shapes to show off the cartoon render pipeline. I'm thinking if I want to do texturing, I'm just starting with flat colors. Anyways, I've been dropping frames all morning, so this hasn't really been that great of a stream, I think. I'm still working through it, but yeah, I'm gonna go for now. Hopefully I have been saying all morning, hopefully the dropped frames are gonna stop, and they haven't stopped, so I'm losing hope, but hopefully I'll come back in like an hour or two this afternoon after lunch, around 1 or 2 p.m. EST, and hopefully yeah, hopefully the dropped frames have stopped. Yeah, I don't know what else to do besides hope. We've had a bunch of snow and storms recently, so I mean there is kind of reason for lines and stuff being down. Anyways, I hope you have a good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. See you around.